I'm making this video for the sake of all future life, animal, human, and plant, but first I'll address the recent deaths by police actions. The police are basically hammers looking for nails. The better equipped the hammer, the more it will seek a nail to hit. Figure out how to dress down the police, not give them more guns, including assault weapons and vehicles. If police cannot stand the heat, they need to get out of the kitchen. Reduce guns on the street. Make all gun sales registered, whether new or used. If stopped by the police, just stop moving and do not resist. Several times in my life, law enforcement has pulled guns on me, sometimes multiple machine guns. Several of those times, I was armed and a Hells Angels prospect. They would have loved to kill me, but I did not resist. I did not always cooperate fully. Hands up with middle fingers extended, etc. Once allowed to lower my hands, I would say, getting my camera here. Despite what I was told, I'd always take my camera from my saddlebag or wherever, slowly but surely, then take pictures. Do not talk shit. Just tell them, if anything, I didn't do nothing. Now, what this video is really about, the environment. The environment outweighs all other problems in the world. Why? Because we, the people of Earth, are killing all aspects of the planet necessary to sustain humans, animals, and plants. I fully believe God, who I prefer to call the Creator, of no gender classification or preconceived notion of form, caused the Big Bang, which created the universe. I don't believe the Creator is a puppeteer orchestrating all aspects of life. For those unbelievers of the Creator, or for those creationists, the Big Bang Theory is quite similar to Zim Zum, which is a Jewish concept 1,000 years old or more. I believe the Creator presented themselves to humans upon realizing we had the power to destroy one of the most beautiful aspects of their creation, planet Earth. What we are doing to destroy the Earth, the three main factors are pollution, overconsumption, and overpopulation. What can we do? Pollution and overconsumption coincide quite often. Shut down the military and industrial complex worldwide. No more weapons, period. The use of weapons and ammunition is easily one of the biggest overconsumptions on the planet. Natural resources are depleted and defiled by making and using weapons. Fuel burned by jets, tanks, Humvees, etc. are a constant source of pollution around the planet. Shut down all nuclear reactors now, regardless of standard or modular nuclear reactors. Their waste takes hundreds to thousands of years to eradicate. Accident potential outweighs value. 3 examples: Chernobyl, Fukushima, and 3 Mile Island. Worldwide standards need to be set on automobile minimum miles per gallon. No personal vehicle should get less than 35 miles per gallon. Trucks should only be for verified work purposes only. Trucks for occasional use can be rented. I myself had a working ranch where I used a 1-ton dually truck often, but otherwise I drove my motorcycle, even to take my son to school and daycare. Retrofit all gas guzzlers with fuel economic motors within a certain period. Anyone can get on the internet and see that in Europe, Africa, and Asia, they are provided a wider variety of vehicles, especially those with better miles per gallon, but not in the USA, because basically we are unrepentant, self-serving, spoiled assholes assisted by a bought and paid for corrupt Congress. Overconsumption. Quit buying shit. Phones, cars, etc. Live with it until it dies. Do you really need it? Probably not. Make wise decisions before purchasing. Now for the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Overpopulation. Why do I call it the 800-pound gorilla in the room? Religious fundamentalists, whether Christian, Jewish, Muslim, or other, will always be a barrier to birth control until which time they accept reality. Scientists say the planet can only support 2 billion people long term. We are close to 8 billion, which is 6 billion too many people. By 2100, there'll be 35 to 50 billion people, which will be 23 to 48 billion too many people. What do we do? Do not procreate worldwide until a manageable scenario evolves. People will suffer for more than one reason, but it's necessary for the future of the planet. What's more important, you, your family, or the future of all living things down the road? How do we get the ball rolling fast and furiously? I suggest a 1 million people plus walk on Capitol Hill. It has to start in America for two reasons. We're the biggest polluters, and America sets the trend for the world. The million plus people need to gather in Washington, D.C., then walk to the Capitol Hill non-violently if possible, but prepared for anything. Enter Congress and demand change. Remove all bought and paid for senators and congressmen, which unfortunately is the majority. Rid ourselves of the Senate is not in any way per capita representative of this country. No more political parties, just people and platforms. Get rid of the electoral system, something that has been discussed for years. If you don't think our government needs a fresh start, think of this. Half of our founding fathers owned slaves, and almost all of them were rich. Does that represent you? I don't think so. Our government invaded Iraq in 2003 under false pretenses. Our government deposed a man, not a good man, but a man nevertheless that knew what had to be done to protect a religiously diverse country from an ever-changing world with radical Islamists. He kept minorities safe, discovered and displayed Babylonian antiquities in museums, and provided an infrastructure. America's invasion in 2003 resulted in the destruction of all of this almost overnight. Whole religious sects are in shambles. Electricity and other services have become sparse, and the museums were looted. We Americans have a Senate and Congress full of climate-denying morons that need to be deposed. We must denounce this government founded by slave owners and the rich and begin anew and change the corporate system that has ruined this planet and civilization. We fix the planet and there is no I in we. To simplify your daily news intake, if you want a balanced news source that contains world, U.S., and environmental news from several sources, including mainstream and other, go to Save the Planet at All Costs at my website, rabidrebbe.com. That's rabid like a dog, and Rebbe as in Yiddish for rabbi.com. rabidrebbe.com. Peace out. Shalom Alechem. Assalamu alaikum.